Today, we will listen to the fourth story of Vikram Betaal, whose title is Who is More Sinful? So let's start. Once again, King Vikramaditya caught hold of Betaal and carried him on his shoulder and headed towards the crematorium. On the way, Betaal started telling a new story. He said, "King, the way is long, so let me tell you another interesting story. But remember, if you didn't say anything, even though you knew the right answer to my question, your head would explode. And if you answered, then I'll fly again." Long ago, there was a city called Bhogavati, where King Rupsen ruled. The king was worried about his marriage. One day she asked her pet parrot Chintamani, "Who will I marry?" The parrot said, "Your Majesty, you will be married to Chandravati, the princess of Magadha." Hearing this, the king called an astrologer and asked him the same question. The astrologer also gave the same answer as the parrot had given. On the other hand, Princess Chandravati of Magadha also wanted to know about her future husband. He asked his Maina Manjari, "Tell me who I will marry?" Maina replied, "You will be married to King Rupsen." Both the king and the princess sent marriage proposals to each other, which were happily accepted. In this way, the marriage of King Rupsen and Princess Chandravati took place. After the marriage, the queen also brought her Maina Manjari with her. The king got his parrot Chintamani married to Maina Manjari. Both were kept in the same cage. One day there was a fight between the parrot and the Meena over some issue. Maina said angrily, "Men are deceitful, sinful, and unrighteous." The parrot replied, "Women are greedy, liars, and tricksters." The argument between the two escalated so much that the matter reached the king. The king asked both of them the reason for the fight. Maina said, "Your Majesty, men are bad by nature. Let me tell you a story. A long time ago, a Seth named Mahadan lived in a city named Allahabad. After many years of marriage, they had a son. Mahadan raised his son with great love. But as the boy grew up, he became addicted to gambling. He lost all his father's property due to his gambling addiction. During this time, Mahadan died. When the money ran out, the boy left his town and went to a town called Chandrapuri. In Chandrapuri, he met a moneylender named Hemgupta. He told his story to the moneylender, in which he lied that his ship had sunk in the sea and he had somehow escaped and reached here. The moneylender believed him and allowed him to stay in his house. Hemgupta felt that this boy was a suitable groom for his daughter. He married his daughter to Seth's son. A few days after the marriage, the moneylender bid farewell to his daughter along with the maid and jewelry. On the way, the boy said to his wife, "There is a danger of robbers here. You give me all your jewelry." The wife did the same. As soon as he took the jewelry, he killed his maid and threw her into the well and also pushed his wife. But after hearing his wife's voice, a passerby saved her. The wife returned to her father and hid the truth by calling the incident an attack by robbers. On the other hand, the boy returned to his town and again lost everything in gambling. After some time, he again went to the moneylender. His wife saw him and welcomed him without telling the truth to her father. But one night, the boy took the opportunity and killed his wife and ran away with all the jewelry. Maina said, "Your Majesty, this is why I consider men to be sinners." The king then asked the parrot, "Now tell me, why are you speaking ill of women?" The parrot said, "Your Majesty, now let me tell you my story. There was a businessman named Sagardat in a city named Kanchanpur. His son Sridutt was married to Jayashri, daughter of Samdutt, a merchant of Srivijayapur. After marriage, Sridutt went abroad for business. Jayashri waited for her husband for 12 years. One day he saw an attractive young man from the terrace. She was fascinated after seeing him. She called him to her friend's house and started meeting him. One day Jayashri's husband Sridutt returns from abroad. The woman gets upset seeing her husband. Tired, Sridutt falls asleep as soon as he lies down on the bed to rest. Seeing the opportunity, his wife goes to her friend's house to meet the young man. Seeing him going out at night, a thief chases him. He sees that she has gone to some house. Sadly, the young man dies due to snake bite. As soon as Jayashri looks at him, she feels that he is sleeping. She goes closer to him At the same time, the ghost sitting on the nearby peepal tree enters the body of the dead young man, and cuts off the woman's nose and sits back on the tree. Crying, she reached her friend and told her the whole story. Hearing everything, her friend advises Jayashree to go home quietly and start crying loudly. As soon as someone asks about the nose, tell them that your husband has cut it off. She does the same. The next day, Jayashree went to the king and accused her husband of cutting off her nose. The king sentenced Shraddha to death. That thief is also present in that meeting. The thief told the truth and took everyone to the place where the incident had happened. When this truth came to light, Jayashree's conspiracy was exposed. After narrating so many stories, Betaal asked, "King, tell me, who is more sinful among men and women?" King Vikram said, "The woman is a greater sinner." Betaal asked, "Why?" The king replied, "The woman betrayed her husband. She tried to get her husband killed by lying, whereas the man did wrong only for his own selfish reasons. Cheating and lying are greater crimes." On hearing the king's answer, Betaal said, "You answered correctly, but you broke your promise. Therefore, I am flying again to the tree." Saying this, Betaal again hung himself on the tree. So friends, from this story we learned that cheating and lying are the biggest crimes. Truth and honesty are the biggest assets of life.